Good morning, guys. How is everyone today? I am freezing cold and I didn't put my sweater on before I sat down, and now I have to wait until I'm at my destination so that I can put my sweater on. I have goosebumps. I am freezing. So I'm trying to warm it up in here a little bit. Fall is officially here, I think. I'm not happy about it. I hate fall. I hate winter. I need sun and warmth at all times. Welcome to a video I literally never thought that I would be making. I'll say what I say all the time. I'm surprised that I'm making this video, but I'm not shocked. Like, let's be honest, people suck. People are sketchy. People are very selfish. And what we're talking about today is Ned from the Try Guys. If you guys don't know who the Try Guys are, a lot of you probably do, but for anyone that doesn't, the Try Guys originated from BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed is a media company that was really popular back around like 2013 through like 2017. I know that people watched them after that, but I would say their prime kind of ended probably around 2018. Again, this is just like my perspective of things. Not saying that, if you still watch them, they're a stupid channel, but they were getting millions and millions and millions of views on these videos that they would put out of people trying things for the first time. They had a bunch of different series that they did involving just getting people's reactions and getting people's experiences to things that they've never done before. But BuzzFeed would make these kinds of videos and they would just get so many views. People were very interested in BuzzFeed and, what was the next thing they would be trying, and they were definitely a household name. So anyway, yeah, people had a lot of interest in BuzzFeed and they definitely became a household name. I remember when I was working at my old company back in 2014 to 2015, I would just like sit on the internet when I didn't have a lot of work to do, and I would do like those stupid BuzzFeed quizzes. But anyway, I knew BuzzFeed and a lot of other people did, and the Try Guys were part of BuzzFeed, but then in 2018, I believe, they broke off and started their own media company and their own kind of ventures on YouTube and social media. The Try Guys consisted of 4 guys: Zach, Eugene, Keith, and Ned. And they became very successful when they ended up leaving BuzzFeed. And they were doing the same type of content that they were doing for BuzzFeed, but obviously they branched out and they would, try food. They would try trying on, like they did one where they were trying on Skims lingerie. Like, a lot of the content is not for me, but I think because they were drama free and just 4 guys that were friends and they got along and they would joke with each other, and you didn't really hear any of their names brought up with like drama or being toxic. And I think because of that, combined with their content just being lighthearted and kind of easy to put on in the background if you're running errands or doing chores or whatever, it really allowed the viewer to connect with each of them. And obviously, like with any group, people are going to have their favorites, and as you watch more content, more of the guys' personalities would come out. I think as more of their personalities came out, people would also kind of gravitate towards one person. And one of the very first things that I noticed about Ned was how much he talked about his wife. It was like he was that guy where you could be talking about something completely unrelated to marriage. You could be talking about outer space, and he would somehow insert his wife into the conversation and just take the opportunity to tell everyone who was listening how obsessed he is with his wife, how in love he is with his wife.
Wife? My wife, 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 my wife.
For me, initially, I just kind of blew it off. I was like, obviously, this guy's happily married, good for him. And it also had to make his wife feel really good to hear about that, how he was constantly talking about her. But after a little while, for me, it started to come off as a little artificial, just because it was so often and it was so much. And at a certain point, I was kind of like, okay, we get it, like, we get it. But now with the allegations and proof that has come out, obviously it was kind of like this proof came out with the allegations, and then the Try Guys addressed it, and then Ned addressed it, and then Ned's wife Ariel addressed it. But the situation that I'm talking about with Ned, I wanted to give you guys a little backstory, because I know that not everybody watches the Try Guys. Some of y'all might not even know who they are. I don't know who a lot of these popular YouTube channels are. But what happened is Ned and one of his employees, Alexandra, they were in New York, and they went out to a club. The club name is Niagara. They were caught on video making out. And first of all, let's just talk about how stupid that is. Now, I've said in other videos where this topic has come up, I have a zero tolerance for cheaters. I think that it's disgusting. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you're dating. I don't care if you have kids. If you don't have kids, I don't care if you've been together for a month or 10 years. I just think that cheating is disgusting, and I think that it is the ultimate sign of betrayal, disrespect, just disgust. Just break up with the person. Break up, get divorced, like, do that, and then go do what you want to do. Basically, Ned and his coworker, I'll just call her Alex, they were in New York, and because Ned is well known, when he was, kissing her, making out with her, people recognized him. So they took photos, and let's just talk about that for a second. When you're a public figure and you decide to go out to a club or a restaurant or a bar, or even if it's, the grocery store, if you're there with someone that is not your significant other and you're so well known where people know that you're married, what are you even thinking doing something like this in public? So it's also, not only is it disgusting, but it was also very ignorant of him to do this in such a public setting, knowing damn well that every single person in that club had a cell phone. Everybody has cell phones now, like most people do. And knowing that people were going to take photos of it. So to me, it's one of two things. Either you're just that stupid or you just don't care. And I have to go with option A, where he's just stupid. But basically, Reddit exploded, and these screen images were going around. They were shared in DMs, then they got to Reddit. Alex is also engaged, so obviously this, it was not only her deciding to step out on her fiance, but it was also stepping out with a married man who has children And he made the decision to engage with someone who was his employee, someone who is engaged to someone else, and someone who he has power over. There's a power imbalance there. She is one of his employees. That is extremely inappropriate. You just don't do that. You don't, first and foremost, you don't cheat. But also, why is it that you made the choice to engage with someone who, like, both of them made the choice to engage in this affair knowing that the other person was in a committed relationship? So you really just have zero morals. You have zero respect. You have zero common logic to not do this while you are in the middle of a club and you're very well known. People are going to recognize you, and you're gonna go ahead and do this anyway. Maybe it's best that he made the decision to go ahead and do it, because it definitely showed everybody that he is a creepy cheater who deserves zero respect. So basically, the aftermath of this situation is that Ned was fired per the statement that the Try Guys released. So he's obviously no longer with the company, and he was part owner in that. So obviously a really big deal for that to happen. But if you make really stupid decisions like that, you're going to have some really serious consequences, obviously. I mean, we're all adults. I think that we should know by now that if you step out on your wife or your significant other, things are going to fall apart from there. Now, obviously, I don't have any clue what the conversations are behind the scenes with Ned and his wife, Ariel. I don't know what will happen with this, but it just sucks. It really sucks, and I know a lot of people are really upset that he was exposed, and like, oh, this is so sad. I grew up watching the Try Guys and stuff like that. I understand that part of it, but I really feel bad for his wife and kids. Those are the only people in this situation, and obviously Alex's fiance too. They are the only people in this situation that deserve an ounce of pity or sorrow, because they're the ones who had their lives wrecked because of a really selfish decision that someone they were committed to made. I just don't understand the logic. I don't understand the decision making that goes into cheating on someone. I think that whether you're under the influence of alcohol, or you're unhappy, or you have some really deep issues that you haven't worked through, to do that to someone who has been fully committed to you is disgusting. I think we all have issues that we need to work through. Every single one of us. Some of them are a lot more serious than others. Some of us have gone down the road of therapy or journaling or talking to a friend that you can trust. Like, all of us have something. We all come with some kind of emotional baggage or some sort of mental health problem that we're trying to work through, or low confidence, or just family problems, family toxicity. All of us have something.
You're cheating.
It probably is.
If you cheat on someone, never tell them, because your punishment for cheating on someone is that you have to keep that burden on you.
Oh.
Like, you have to live with that guilt. And
Yeah.
by like telling someone, you're actually just doing yourself a favor,
And
you're
making them feel bad.
Yeah, making them feel
Wow. If some cheating is happening, it's probably like indicative of some deeper problems.
But to make a decision so selfish where you're literally betraying the person who has been committed to you is really, really sad. So the last thing that I'm going to touch on in this video is, do I think the Try Guys will be able to move forward after this whole debacle? I do, because they addressed it early. They didn't wait a week. They didn't wait, longer to address this situation. They addressed the situation very quickly. They were transparent about the fact that there was an internal investigation done within their company about this Ned situation, and they made their decision well known. So I think that they will be completely fine. I think that the show will go on, and if anything, I think that the fans, like the fans that watch so much of their content and really support the guys, I think that it will make those people respect them even more, because they were so quick to remediate the situation and make the decision public. They didn't hide. They didn't deflect questions for a month like a lot of YouTubers do. I think the show will go on. Their content's not going to be the same as it was, obviously. Going from 4 guys down to 3 guys, that's just a completely different setup. But I've heard from a lot of people that they kind of found Ned creepy. And that's from people who watch a ton of Try Guys content. So tell me how you guys feel about that. I can't really say that he struck me as creepy. The red flags did go off for me when he would constantly just like word vomit about loving his wife so much. It came off as a little weird. But I don't know. Tell me how you guys feel about that. I don't know. I guess we'll see how things move forward with this, but it's unfortunate, and I feel for his wife and his kids, and it's just such a selfish thing to do. So selfish, so self-serving, and all that for what? You lost your job, a company that you were part owner of, all because you wanted to make out with your employee in a club. That's what I have to say about Ned. Ew, you're gross, and I, don't wish any ill will on him, but no. Cheaters, with me, it's just, you're disgusting. But either way, I think those are going to be my thoughts for today with the Try Guys Ned situation. It's just also crazy. It really is. Someone said, oh, they were couple goals. Can we stop doing that? Couple goals, like, oh, they're couple goals. They're just like what every couple should strive to be like. No, don't do that. Especially with people who are on the internet, because no matter how much of their life they show, you never see all of it. And there can be all kinds of toxicity coming or going on behind the scenes. There can be fights happening. They could not even really love each other. Like, let's be real, because if you're cheating on your significant other, I do not consider that to be true love. Because if you truly love someone, you would never do anything to intentionally hurt them. And I would say going out of your way to cheat on them is definitely intentional, and it's definitely hurtful. So Either way, I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. See you guys soon. Bye.